Number 1. Norman Richard Welsh. He was last seen wearing blue and gray checkered pants, a black and white shirt and slippers. He was vacationing with his mother in July 1976 in Sturgeon Falls Street, Catharines, Ontario. An Ontario provincial police saw Norman walking and apparently were concerned for his safety. Police brought him to the North Bay Hospital where he became upset and demanded to return home. The next day nurses let him leave and he left eastbound running into the bushes. He had $14 on him and he required medication for epilepsy. Police and staff searched around the grounds but located nothing. Norman was Caucasian, stood at 6 feet and had a slim build. He had short brown hair, a dark complexion and a surgical scar on his head covered by hair. His eyes are blue and had 2 dental plates, is missing a front tooth and his teeth are slightly stained. Number 2. Terry Anthony Zubko. In 2016 the North Bay Police highlighted 2 people cases, Terry being one of those. He vanished in 1982 at 17 years old. He lived with his parents and sued during the spring and in May he was admitted. He had been granted limited unsupervised time out of the hospital. He was last seen July 21. He was 5'8" and weighed 123 pounds. It is unknown what he suffered from, but some sources say amnesia requiring medication. His sister spoke at the press conference saying, quote, "Terry was terrified of hospitals. We warned the staff ahead of time he would try to leave out of fear." End quote. Staff conducted a search on grounds and highway after Terry vanished, which was unsuccessful. By afternoon the police were called, who also searched the building and around but found nothing. At the time his family were at a cottage in Blind River and it took a few days before they were notified. Police followed up on tips for several weeks but found no definitive trace. Number 3. Brian Henry. He loved being outdoors and wished to be a National Geographic photographer. He was known as an passionate bird watcher. The afternoon of the day he vanished he had an arrangement to meet his father at his car at the end of his shift for a ride. When his father was heading home he saw no sign of his son but assumed he walked. By 2 a.m. on May 6, 1974 his parents called North Bay Police CSD Foster, who was a family friend. They went together back to Canadore, his workplace adjacent to North Bay Psychiatric Hospital, to start a 2-hour search. Detective Roger Drollett held a press conference to plead for tips, which Brian's sister Elaine attended. She was 18 when he vanished and really wants answer to what happened. They were the younger of 10 siblings. She held a vigil for Brian on the 42nd year anniversary since he went missing. He was 21 years old at the time and was born on September 2, 1952. He had short brown hair, a slender build, a fair complexion, and his teeth were in a good state.